Hello everyone and welcome to Shelby This Week. Top news stories, K2 Spice family sentenced and no murder charge for a Shelby woman. All those stories plus much more, but first, David Dabish pleaded no contest to some heavy drug charges recently. He's one of 3 Dabish family members who were a part of a 2012 synthetic marijuana case. 42-year-old David Dabish pleaded no contest to delivery or manufacturing of a non-narcotic drug, possession of pills, and maintaining a drug house. Dabish made a deal with the judge. He's ordered to serve 2 months in jail and 18 months probation. David Dabish was one of 6 family members charged after police raided their Shelby Township gas station and tobacco shop on Van Dyke near 21 Mile. That happened back on Halloween 2012. Police found K2 Spice being sold there. Since then, 3 family member cases were bound over to court. Charges still remain against 37-year-old Dabish. The mother of the men, Faze Dabish, will also face charges scheduled for August 13th. Derek Dabish, age 33, served about 2 years in prison for his involvement in this case, and 2 teenage males were sentenced as adults to 18 months probation. A Shelby Township woman will not be charged with murder in the death of her son, who died in a minivan. The Macomb County prosecutor struck out trying to reinstate the murder charge to 22-year-old Audriana Rhodes. The Shelby resident will face up to 15 years in prison instead of life in prison. The appeals court says there's no evidence of malice. This stems from an accident that happened back in September 2013 when 2-year-old James Nelson was strapped in Rhodes' minivan outside her home for 9 hours. Rhodes pleaded no contest to child abuse, leaving a child in a vehicle causing death. She's been out of jail since May 2014 after posting bond. Audriana's lawyer will seek probation. As we recently reported, a new show has taken off in the right direction. Stacy Sansatera tells us more about that direction, how it helps our community in more ways than you think.
It's a safe bet that most people could not possibly understand the degree of responsibility held by our county's animal control. Shelby TV's new program, On Patrol with the Macomb County Animal Control, highlights the hard work and effort put forth by this group of people on a daily basis.
This dog, they feel, was stolen out of St. Clair Shores. It's a Yorkie. It is microchipped, but we're going to hang it back up, so if anybody sees this dog come in, these people are frantic about finding this dog. It is on
Patrol strives to show the community the interactions between officers, the animals they are helping, and residents of our community.
We could put a collar on him, but he's not doing any damage to it since yesterday, so let's not put a collar on him. Okay. I don't like those. I don't think the dogs like them. I wouldn't want one on my head.
It's good.
Dog's got a microchip. Hopefully we can call the chip company and trace the dog back to the owner.
It's bad.
So the animals are not in good condition. Do you see this? So, all right, what do we got over here?
That's empty.
And at times can be downright ugly.
Yeah, that's a dog.
Come in here, step on that box.
Step on this box?
Step on that box.
Okay.
And turn around.
I don't want to turn around. Oh my God.
That's what I asked George. I said, this guy is locked up, right? Because this guy he can't be mentally stable.
Oh my gosh.
Take a good view of the side.
Let me get over here. Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
And through it all, awareness is key.
What are you doing? Yeah, do you belong to someone?
The Macomb County Animal Control has set a new standard for the safety and well-being of all four-legged friends right here in Macomb County. A new episode airs every 2 weeks right here on Shelby TV. You can also watch online at shelbytv.org. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
Coming up next, will there be voting in February? We'll tell you what's going on with February elections. Stay tuned.
look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
It's official, no more February elections. Charlie Cadotto tells us what this means for voters and if it's cost effective.
Governor Rick Snyder signed 6 bills to amend Michigan's election law. Now February elections are completely eliminated, and it could save millions of dollars.
February elections became more or less obsolete. Not only that, but they are very costly, and there's very little turnout.
Shelby Township Clerk Stan Grote says the February election often contains single-issue ballots. Earlier this year, in May, voters struck down the Proposal 1 road package, which was a single-issue ballot in Shelby.
In our township here, the cost of elections was about $80,000 to conduct for Proposal 1. As you know, that proposal went down in big numbers.
The election law legislation was passed in the House 93-17 in April. The Senate just passed the bills 30-7 in June. Now elections may only be held in May, August, or November. Grote says that keeps special interests away.
If special interests wanted to push their own agenda, they set up these elections, these costly elections in February, and very few people would participate in it, but those special interests would get their voters out to the polls, and they could pass any kind of issues or proposals in their favor.
Presidential primaries will still be held in March. The next primary is on March 8, 2016. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadotto.
Looks like that will be a money saver. The Shelby Township Firefighters Golf Outing is coming up. This year's event will be held on Friday, September 11th at Cherry Creek. Tee-off time is 9 a.m., $125 per golfer. There's door prizes, raffles, breakfast, lunch at the turn, steak dinner, and the big prize, you can win a car or win $10,000. All proceeds go to Children's Hospital of Michigan Foundation and the Shelby Firefighters Local Charity Fund. Get started working on your backswing and call 586-872-8069 to register by September 1st. Local officials are speaking up about increased security for military. This stems from the July 16th attack in Chattanooga, Tennessee that killed 4 Marines and 1 Navy sailor. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard is offering free concealed pistol licensing classes for active military members at Shelby's Detroit Sportsman Club. And Representative Candace Miller is backing legislation to repeal the firearms ban at federal military bases and recruitment facilities. We spoke to Veterans Coordinator Phil Randazzo about that attack and what he thinks about those who were killed.
Give them people their Purple Hearts, but I also like to see them give them a Bronze Star for valor with it, because they're set into a position with the uniform on. They don't have a weapon in their hand. They're sitting at these desks with paper clips, pencils, and pens are thrown at this guy out there, because the bullets aren't really hitting the body. It's what the bullets hit that burst apart. It's the shrapnel from the entire setting. And I think I know they're brave soldiers, because they didn't run out the back door. They could have easily done that. They could have easily low crawled out the back door, but they sat there and with no weapon, and they held off as long as they can. And so, yeah, someone should think about getting a hold of some of these people, the Congress people here, and get that Purple Heart and get that Bronze Star for valor out there to put an example that, we're not going to bend over to your guerrilla tactics, You have to make a statement to these people. Now, the other question is that you have civilians walking around, or maybe they're veterans, or maybe they're just wannabes, maybe they're deer hunters, and they have these licensed weapons, so it gives them the right to go ahead and walk up and down the street in front of a recruiting station, but the milk's already been spilled out of the bottle now, from what I understand, there's signs on each recruiting door. It says, if you really want to join, here's a telephone number. You call, I'm sure you're going to be screened before you ever meet a soldier again. So, and to arm them, though, they would have to bring in the regular Army. What's happening, there's a lot of National Guard and Army Reserves, but we have big fighting divisions. These are the ones that Russia and China respect, and that's what keeps them at a distance from us. Now, to bring them type of soldiers and have them walk around, that's a whole different story. That would be like martial law. They're the boss.
Randazzo understands Congresswoman Miller's thought process of protecting the reservists in recruiting offices, but that means too many people in charge.
The reservists, the National Guard, you have to double think about this. You just can't give people automatic weapons that really never used them. Okay, you have to use something quite a bit to get used to it. You just can't blow back if someone's blowing a machine gun in. It's your business. You're sitting inside, and you're going to open up with 3-4 guys inside or girls are going to open up with automatic weapons and start pointing towards Van Dyke, with the bullets flying around. You got to know what you're doing. Okay, here comes your police. Here comes your first responders. Now, what do you got going? What do you got going in the parking lot now? Who's shooting who out there? And who's in charge out there? Who's going to be in charge? Are the police going to be in charge? Local police or state police or sheriffs or the soldier? Usually it's the soldier if he's got a weapon. He's the big boy on the block, okay? So, by command, you tell them back off, they got to back off. So there's a lot there that people don't realize, that arming soldiers, that's heavy-duty stuff.
6 states require National Guardsmen and women to carry weapons. On July 22nd, an unidentified man called the Michigan National Guard Armory near 8 and Ryan Road with a bomb threat. Maybe you can call it a silver lining in a sad situation. The tragic car crash on May 8th in Stony Creek involving 5 teens and a Jaguar killed 3 teens. 2 survived. Now a group of young adults from those families rallied together and with local businesses to raise awareness for safe driving and wearing your seatbelt. It was a 5K called 5K for Our 5 Boys. That event raised $6,000. The group decided to donate $3,000 to the DARE program for Shelby Police. Shelby Fire Chief Jim Swinkowski said working on public education to promote the use of seatbelts and praised the group for putting this event together. There was a major 3-car accident on Hayes Road, killing 1 driver. It happened July 26 around 1:30 in the morning. Michigan State Police are on top of this investigation. Lieutenant Shaw from MSP said 19-year-old Daryl Satsos of Macomb Township was speeding southbound on Hayes. A deputy was traveling northbound. The deputy turned around to pursue the G6 driven by Satsos, who then turned onto Hall Road, weaving in and out of parking lots and then back onto Hall. The deputy terminated the pursuit because of the speed at which Satsos was driving. Then Satsos struck a Dodge Ram pickup truck, pushing the truck into a utility pole. A 3rd vehicle was also involved. The other 2 drivers were okay. MSP says they'll be reviewing the pursuit. A Shelby motorcyclist was killed recently after an SUV crashed into his bike. 21-year-old Nathan Hines was driving a GMC Yukon on Mound Road near M59 on Sunday, July 26, around 10 p.m. when he ran into Charles Weber, a 44-year-old Shelby man who was stopped at a red light on his Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Police say Weber died on the scene. Hines failed to slow or stop and now is being charged with drunken driving causing death, punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Ford Motor Company had a big scare recently. Their plant in Romeo had to be evacuated Thursday, July 30th after a bomb threat. Ford ordered day shift employees to evacuate the building around 7:30 in the morning. Officials say law enforcement and bomb-sniffing dogs were on scene at the plant near 32 and Van Dyke. Nothing was found, no bombs, so plant officials had afternoon and night shifts to resume work as scheduled. The plant makes engines for different Ford vehicles. As we recently reported, a proposal was not wanted by Washington residents for a compost facility. Now, state officials are looking at a new spot near the state prison. State Rep Pete Lucido proposed this compost farm be set up at I-94 and 26 Mile Road. Lucido says where better to locate a state-regulated facility than on state land. This location's on the border of Lenox and Chesterfield townships, and the city of Warren was a community that formerly took its grass clippings to the Unidig facility, but court-ordered limitations forced them to look at other options. The proposed spot is west of the Macomb Correction facility near Oak Ridge Golf Club. A vacancy has been filled on the Utica City Council. Frank Chapsky will be sworn in as the newest council member. Chapsky is the associate principal of Southfield Lathrop High School and will finish the late Mayor Pro Tem Russell Barthamy's term. 70-year-old Barthamy passed away May 6 from cancer, and after a grieving period, Utica Mayor Jacqueline Noonan and City Council declared a vacancy in the council. Councilman Kenneth Sikora serves as Mayor Pro Tem, and Chapsky's new term ends in 2018. Barthamy was an active member on Utica City Council and served the city for 12 years. A Shelby man known as a con artist got in trouble again. 46-year-old Thomas Pippa is back in jail for failing to get a GPS tether, which was ordered by a judge. Pippa is accused of scamming employees at a Red Robin out of money, promising tickets for the upcoming Eminem and Rihanna concert at Comerica Park. He was charged with counts of false pretenses. Then, in 2010, he made up a fake youth basketball team and took $12,000 from area residents. Since then, Pippa was to obtain a tether but failed to do so. The tether was a condition of his $10,000 personal bond. I scream, you scream. We all scream for frozen custard. That's right, with these hot temps outside, cool off right here in Shelby. Irma's Custard Shop is now open. The popular custard shop located on Auburn Road in Shelby Township is famous for their frozen custard. Irma's has been open for 73 years, so stop by Irma's and try a cup of delicious frozen custard, a cone, or a sundae. And this custard shop has weekly special flavors. This week is malted milk ball, and their weekly bonus flavor is dragon fruit peach. Here's a company to cheers to. The beer industry in Michigan is doing far better than we all think. Here's some numbers to look at. The Michigan beer industry has a $6.6 billion impact on the economy, gives about 35,000 jobs, and generates $1.15 billion in federal, state, and local tax revenue. More than 1,100 jobs are in brewing, more than 4,200 in wholesale, and 30,000 in retail. Those breweries and craft beers are really brewing up something great, so bottoms up, you're helping the economy. In health news, some new findings about Alzheimer's disease. Older women with mild memory loss worsened about twice as fast as men. Now, nearly 2/3 of Americans with Alzheimer's are women, and at age 65, healthy women have about a 1 in 6 chance of developing Alzheimer's, compared to a 1 in 11 chance for men. Here's what's been found. A sticky protein cell called beta amyloid builds up in brains of men and women. Those plaques may be linked to Alzheimer's, and overall, women have more amyloid than men. Scientists thought because women tend to live longer, they're more susceptible to Alzheimer's, but it's now seeming that the sticky protein makes women more vulnerable to the sad disease. We have this week's job hunt, local companies seeking employees. First, McLaren Macomb in Shelby is seeking a clerical assistant in their Shelby office. Responsibilities include answering phones and organizing files. Next, drivers are needed in Shelby for Trilogy Health Services, located at the Shelby Crossing Health Campus. You must have a current driver's license. Next, Leader Dogs for the Blind in Rochester Hills needs a dog care attendant. Responsibilities would be running, bathing, feeding the dogs, exercising, and grooming the dogs in the dog care facility. This position pays $9.95 an hour. The next job in Shelby is Kohl's. They're looking for a part-time customer service associate. Job duties include answering phone calls, paging, and more. Lastly, Shelby Township is now accepting applications for school crossing guards. Go to shelbytwp.org for an application. You can apply through August 10th. And you can go to shelbytv.org for those job contacts. Up next, a journey of wonderful music. We'll explain after the break.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Mom.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Every summer, Shelby holds a slew of summer concerts located at the band shell on the municipal grounds. All are welcome to hear the sounds of summer. The concerts have come to a close now, and we leave you with some sights and sounds from Shelby's last summer concert with the Journey cover band, Capture Detroit. Thanks for watching.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.